The insistent voice of my boss pulled me out of sleep, demanding that I open my eyes immediately. "What happened?" I asked without opening them. If it were really serious, they'd have woken me up differently, which meant it wasn't that serious. Who knows? Maybe I could dodge it. "Wake up," the boss insisted. "You've got strangers on your turf." "And what exactly do you want from me?" I cracked one eye open, just enough to make out his annoyed face in the gloom. "Scare them so badly their descendants won't dare leave the house before turning 18? Or go further so they'll be too scared to even watch TV?" "Nothing like that," the boss hesitated. "Though if you can scare them without injuring them, give it a try. Really, just make sure they don't die in there. As far as I recall, your place is pretty restless. Which side are they at?" I shifted lazily, not eager to part with sleep. "The third one," the senior said, which made me snap both eyes open and shake off the last of my drowsiness. Oh, hell. By the way, who is it? Some kind of streamers or bloggers? Who can even tell anymore? Move! They're almost there. Damn. I had to hurry. By the time I got myself together and arrived, I was just barely on time. They had already reached the entrance and were nervously peeking inside one after another. Yeah, no way to tell. Young. Either high schoolers or college kids draped in enough gear that I couldn't even identify half of it. 2 guys and a girl. "And what exactly are you doing here? Urbex fans? Well, my condolences. But why come here? Why the third site of all places? Weren't the first 2 or the last 4 good enough?" While I pondered that, the cheerful little group went inside, clearly wanting to meet the residents of the third site. Deciding not to interfere yet, I quietly followed them. Nothing threatens them right at the entrance, but further in, the third site. 4 underground floors entered through a small but sturdy metal door hidden in the woods. At first, there was no door at all. Then a wooden one, then metal, then stronger metal, then very strong metal. Every time someone still managed to break it. And now, the door was there but twisted so badly. What, did someone blow it up? Why? What did they need so badly inside? I followed them down to the first floor, the largest one, about the size of a small city block filled with rooms, halls, corridors, and passageways. Naturally, no doors. Still, plenty of dark corners. The guests spread out, lighting the space with their flashlights, camera flashes going off here and there. Seriously, you have nothing better to do? One of the guys, whether by choice or instinct, headed toward the stairway to the second floor. I don't know why, but I followed him. Turned out I was right to. After a couple of rooms, he managed to make the acquaintance of the first resident of the third site, a female. Not really hiding, she stood in the middle of the room, her back to his flashlight beam. "Hey, who's there?" he asked, stopping. You really don't want to ask questions you don't want answered, I thought, but he didn't have time to think. As far as I remembered, nothing on the first floor was lethal. Sure, it might spook you, maybe even infect you. Itch for a week, then fine. "Hey guys, I found a homeless woman." The kid didn't finish. The lady, who really did look like a homeless woman from the back, tattered floral dress, hair like a crow's nest, half brown, half gray, turned around. But her face? No way you'd mistake her for human, no matter how hard you tried. Huge maw, one eye, no nose, needle teeth. She spread her clawed hands and lunged. They both screamed at once. His scream was human, hers was like nails on glass. I winced as the kid fell on his back, shrieking while she crashed down on top of him, still screeching, clawing at his throat. Yeah, he was done for. Should I wait for the others to see the show? Even if they didn't hear her, she could only be heard by those who saw her. They had to hear him. Still. With a deep sigh, I grabbed the creature by her rags. "All right, playtime is over," I told her, dragging her a few steps away. Turned out she liked his fears so much she fought back and managed to bite my leg. "Now you've pissed me off," I snarled, flipped her on her back and stomped her head with my boot. She went silent, pink liquid splattering, instantly evaporating like cigarette smoke. Her whole body faded the same way. The guest on the floor gaped, wide-eyed, but at least he'd stopped screaming. What happened? The girl burst into the room first, followed closely by the second guy. What's going on? Who screamed? She shook the one on the floor, but he just blinked and pointed toward me. The last wisps of smoke dissolved into the darkness. There, he stammered. The others followed his gesture, shined their flashlights into the corner, and found nothing. Snap out of it, Max, the girl slapped him. He blinked, then gasped. There was a monster! Where? Did you film it? The second guy demanded. No. You didn't film it? Damn! So what was it? A woman. Looked like a homeless lady. Then she turned around and attacked me. Knocked me down. Then she flew off, over there, hit the floor and disintegrated. Like ash, like smoke. And you didn't record it? Screw you! Would you have recorded it? They argued. I smirked, hiding in the shadows. Of course he couldn't describe it properly. After all, none of them could see me. To them, the monster just vanished. Bad idea, kids, coming to the third site. On any other, I could have entertained you myself, or with less dangerous spirits. But here... I'd long suspected this place hid some kind of rift between worlds, a gate. Things creep through it now and then. I've purged the site before, but every time I kill one, something new appears. Sometimes stronger, sometimes weaker. Sometimes they leave on their own. Either way, it never stays empty. That's why I just guard it now. Make sure no one breaks in, until I figure out how to close the damn gate. The kids, meanwhile, decided to keep going, to the lower floors. What, wasn't that enough? Want to meet someone else? Break your neck on the stairs, maybe? Who's gonna drag you out? Planning to stay here forever? I followed, thinking who I could introduce them to so they'd finally run for their lives. On the safe-ish second floor, I had two, Shadow and the Pale One. Shadow was flat as a sheet, liked to appear in flashlight beams then rattle trash until visitors hiccuped with fear. Sometimes threw things at them. The Pale One was the opposite, chalk white, bald, long-limbed, scampering across walls and ceilings, eyes glowing like headlights. Even I nearly lost it when he first dropped on my back and hissed. Dangerous ones I could keep away. And on the fourth, deepest floor, the Dead Man. Shambles around a big half-flooded hall. Can't or won't use the stairs. Harmless, but ugly as sin. No lower jaw. Can't really bite, just grab at you. But scary enough to chase them good. Yeah, that'll do. Take them down to him. The second floor. The kids were warier now, sticking together, filming less, looking over their shoulders. When I kicked a rusty cup to nudge them along, they clung together like scared kittens. Guess the lady left a mark on them. When the cup clattered, they froze, whispering, flashlight beams trembling on the dented tin. Or maybe I thought you should just go home. It's late, you know? But then, in the light, something else appeared. Black, solid. Not Shadow, he lives downstairs. What the hell? I didn't know this one. The thing seeped fully through the wall, shook itself, and without a sound, charged. The kids screamed and bolted. Damn! Look what you've done now! I had to chase, knife in hand. Couldn't risk it. Found them in a small room. She huddled in a corner, pale as death, shaking but silent, just staring as the thing crept toward her. Not on my watch, I muttered, slashing at it. It dodged, flipped me an obscene gesture so it doesn't talk, and attacked. I barely dodged, slashed back, hit nothing. The thing split in two, identical twins. One punched me, the other kicked. I grabbed one's leg, slammed it into a wall, only to get pummeled by the other. Panting, I steadied myself. So you split, but you can only pass through walls whole. That changes things. I faked a lunge, rolled under the other, and managed to cut it. The wound slowed it down, dragging its leg. I'll call you marked, I pointed with the knife. But then they merged again. One. Growling, it dove through the wall and vanished. "Oh, I'll find you," I promised, stabbing the wall for good measure. Turning, I realized the girl was still there, not even screaming. Her flashlight lit the wall where the thing escaped. "No thanks needed," I muttered, shaking black blood from my knife. Chris, where are you?" Human voices called. Her friends, still here, didn't abandon her. Good. "I'm here," she answered, stepping out. "Let's get the hell out," Max yelled. "For once I agree with you," I chuckled. "Let's go." Chris started toward them. She looked back, though, shining her light again on the scar my knife left in the wall, and whispered, almost inaudible in the dark, "Thank you. Thank you for saving me."